अब मैं वापस थोड़ा अंग्रेजी में बोलना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि साउथ इंडिया के लोग कह रहे होंगे भैया अंग्रेजी तो आप भी समझते हो तमिल तो मैं बोल नहीं सकता। तो थोड़ा मैं आपको अब इमोशनल बात कहना चाहता हूं, दिल की बात कहना चाहता हूं। This morning I got up at night. 4 o'clock in the morning, I got up and went to the balcony. I thought, now you have a big responsibility in front of you. And people are standing behind you. People are standing on your side. It was dark and it was cold. And I decided I was not going to tell you only what you wanted to hear. I decided I was going to tell you a little bit about what I feel. I want to tell you about hope, and I also want to tell you about power. When I was a little boy, I loved to play badminton. I loved it because it gave me balance in a complicated world. I was taught how to play in my grandmother's house by 2 policemen who protected my grandmother. They were my friends. Then one day, they killed my grandmother and took away the balance in my life. I felt pain like I had never felt before. And many of us have experienced this, so you'll understand what I'm saying. My father was in Bengal and he came back. The hospital was dark, green and dirty. And there was a huge crowd screaming outside. They were very angry. And as we entered, they were screaming and shouting. It was the first time in my life that I saw my father crying. He was the bravest person I knew. And yet, I saw him cry. I could see, I was his son, I was small, but I could see that my father was broken. They had taken away his mother, and he was broken. In those days, our country was not what it is today. In the eyes of the world, we had nothing. We were worthless. We didn't have money. We didn't have cars. Everybody said we were a poor country. Nobody thought about us. That same evening, I saw my father address the nation on television. I knew, like me, that he was broken inside. I knew, like me, he was terrified of what lay in front of him. Then as he spoke on that dark night, I felt a small glimmer of hope. It was like a small ray of light in a dark sky. I can still remember what it felt like, and I think if you think back, a lot of you will also remember it. The next day, I realized that many people had seen it as well. Today, as I look back, and I've had a political career now of 8 years, I'm 42 years old. Today, as I look back, I can see that it was that small ray of hope in the darkness that helped change India into what it is today. Without hope, you cannot achieve anything. You can have plans, you can have ideas, but unless you have hope, you cannot change things. You cannot move things the size of India. Now I want to talk to you about power. Last night, every single one of you congratulated me. Many of you came, hugged me, and congratulated me. Everybody congratulated me. But last night, my mother came to my room. And she sat with me and she cried. Why did she cry? She cried because she understands that the power so many people seek is actually a poison. She can see it because of what it does to the people around and to the people they love. But most importantly, she can see it because she is not attached to it. The only antidote to this poison is for all of us to see it for what it really is and not become attached to it. We should not chase power for the attributes of power. We should only use it to empower the voiceless. In our work, it is my mother's experience of a lifetime. It is my experience of 8 years, and I'm sure many of you here who deal with power every day understand what I'm saying and realize the positive and the negative. And we mustn't forget that there is negative and that you have to be very careful when you administer power and when you use power. Today, India is not like it was in 1984. We are no longer worthless. Sorry, we are no longer seen as worthless. Today, the entire world is courting us. Today, we are the future. And as I said before, nations are not built on schemes and plans. They are raised on a foundation of hope. I'm standing here because I believe that the Congress Party is a symbol of this hope and has a potential to embody it. I'd like to end again by saying that for me, the Congress Party is now my life. The people of India are my life. And I will fight for the people of India and for this party. I will fight with everything I have. And I invite all of you to stand up and take on this fight. Thank you.